Hi, and welcome to our next substitute teacher training video. In this video, we're going to go over substitute teacher responsibilities, things that you're responsible for when you're in the classroom as a substitute teacher or as a substitute para. So we'll just dive right in here. So first thing with substitute teacher responsibilities is a substitute teacher assumes all the responsibilities of the classroom during that time that they're a substitute teacher. So substitutes are expected to remain at the school site for the entire length of day. Please, bring lunch with you, or you're welcome to have lunch in the lunch from the lunchroom. But please, if you're scheduled to be there the entire day, please stay for the entire length of the assignment. Don't leave, during the lunch hour. Just stay on campus during that time period. When you arrive at the school site, please always make sure that you check in with the school office. Talk to the secretary. They'll give you any special assignments or instructions. And make sure that you also clock in on Time Clocks Plus at that time. If they can also help you if you have any problems with getting clocked in, they're more than happy to help you with that. In case of inclement weather, the schools may be closed, so please make sure that school is still in session for that day. If you have any questions, a couple places to look would be the internet on the school website. You can also check out the local news. They would have a school closure list. But please make sure that school is in session if you ever have any questions due to the weather. Be cautious of letting your students out of the classroom. Please remember that you are responsible for your students at all times. So I wouldn't recommend, if several students need to go at once to use the bathroom, I would do it one at a time or two at a time, just so you have control of the classroom and you know where your students are at. Responsibilities continued. Never leave your classroom unattended. If something happens that you feel that you need to take a student up to the office, or a student needs to go up to the office, the best thing to do would be to contact the office, the secretary or the principal, and let them know that you are sending the student up. But do not leave your classroom unattended. Please do not use your cell phone while you're in the classroom. Please shut off your cell phone while you are in the classroom. You're more than welcome to check your messages if students are at lunch and you're alone in the classroom. That's fine. Or if you're doing lunch down in the teacher's lounge, that's fine to check your cell phone or check your messages. But please have your cell phone shut off while you're in the classroom with the students, or that during instructional time. You also need to let us know if there are any changes in your name, address, phone number, just so that we can get those updated in your employee record. With name changes or address changes, there is some additional paperwork that we'll need. So the best thing to do would be you can contact the Human Resource Office, or you can also contact the Substitute Teacher Coordinator, and she can send you to the appropriate place for those. Please dress professionally and appropriately for your substitute teacher assignment. It doesn't mean that you have to wear a shirt and tie for men or dresses for ladies. Just wear something that is appropriate, it looks nice, and that you're comfortable in wearing. I highly recommend wear a nice pair of slacks. No jeans, please, but you can wear nice slacks and comfortable shoes, so that as you're walking around the classroom and engaging the students, you're comfortable in what you're wearing. It doesn't mean you have to wear high heel shoes, because that's something that wouldn't be very comfortable. So just dress appropriately for the assignment that you're doing. Be prepared. I've talked about it in the other videos, but please utilize that time that you have before the students come into the classroom. so that you can read over the lesson plan and have the materials ready for the things that you're going to be doing that day. A couple of legal responsibilities for working as a substitute teacher. Substitute teachers are responsible for the supervision of students. So substitutes are the ones that have the control of the classroom during the day. So you need to make sure that the children are safe and orderly inside the classroom. So a reasonable use of professional judgment of safety needs to apply. If you see something that you feel is unsafe that the students are doing, or you see something that's unsafe in the classroom, please let the appropriate person know. If it's the principal, the secretary, if the students are engaging in an activity that's not appropriate for the classroom, have them stop it, just so that there's that reasonable care and safety. Due care and caution. We do need to act responsibly with safety in mind, and also following school safety policies and procedures. So again, if something looks unsafe, let the principal of the school know, or let the secretary know, so they can get that taken care of. Releasing children from the classroom. Be very cautious and careful when you're releasing students from the classroom, especially if it's a parent comes to the classroom and says, "I'm here to pick up my child." You should not just automatically assume that that student is okay to go with that adult or that individual. I would highly recommend talking with the office and confirming that with the office before allowing that student to leave. In most cases, it will be the secretary will call down to the classroom and let you know of the absence, or that that student needs to be excused, that their parent is there to pick them up. Medication. Medication should only be administered by the school nurse or appropriate health personnel. As a substitute, that's not something that we're required to do. So if you have a student that is in need of medication or anything like that, the best course of action would be to send them to the office so that the appropriate personnel can administer that medication or that first aid. I do recommend maintaining notes on incidences that happen in the classroom. This just helps protect you if there's ever a question as to what happened on that accident. Just keep it brief and general, but kids were roughhousing, and so that's what caused the student to fall down and hit their head on the chair. Just a really quick note. That way you just know what happened. It will help jog your memory as to what happened in that particular situation. A couple of policy things that we'll go through really quickly. Professionalism. We talked about professionalism in dress, but we are also required that we need to be professional in how we discuss things outside of the classroom. So please be cautious with discussing things that happen in the classroom with non-school personnel. It's not appropriate to discuss with other parents or neighbors. Please keep it confidential and keep it within the school. If there's something that you need to discuss with the administrator or the secretary about a student or student performance or concerns, that's fine, but keep that confidentiality outside of the school for that student. We talked about being prepared and cell phones. Again, just please with cell phones, make sure that you have them off while you're in the classroom with students. We've also talked about being careful with releasing the students from the classroom. Just always make sure that you know where your students are at, and if a student's parent is there to pick them up, make sure that you have that confirmation that it is okay for that student to go with that individual. This is just a quick example of professionalism with dress. As I've mentioned before, just keep it neat and clean. It doesn't mean that you have to wear dress slacks or a dress, or just wear something that looks nice and is professional, and that you're comfortable in wearing in a classroom. So this just kind of gives you an example of the do's and don'ts on professional dress with being a substitute teacher. This next one here, please be respectful and mindful of the teacher's personal space. I understand that there's going to be times that it's going to say you need to find scissors for this activity or anything like that. So if you do need to go through the private spaces, drawers, desks, etc., if you see stuff in there, please be respectful of their personal property or their personal items. Just if you're looking for scissors, just look for scissors. Don't pull anything else out. Drugs and alcohol and smoking is another one that's really important. The Bonneville School District is a drug and alcohol free campus. If any employee is found using drugs or drinking alcohol on school property, that is grounds for immediate termination. And that does also include smoking. So smoking is not to be done at all on school property. So during the time that you're working or lunches, it's a non-smoking time. So please do not do that. We talked about first aid and medication. You want to send them up to the office or the nurse for appropriate action on that. But do be careful of the Band-Aid trap, where a student cuts their finger, it's nothing, it's just a light scratch. Be careful of if the student's using that to get attention and to get out of the classroom. Next thing is child abuse and sexual harassment. All employees of the Bonneville School District are required to report suspected child abuse or sexual harassment that occurs in the school. That can be done by talking to the administrator at the school. You can contact the Human Resources Office, but we do have the obligation that we need to have that reported and have that investigated. We talked about workman's comp. Again, if you're ever injured while at work, you need to report that to the substitute teacher coordinator, and then there would be an incident report that would need to be made so that it could go to Human Resources for workman's compensation. And if you have any questions on that, you can contact the substitute teacher coordinator, or you can contact Human Resources directly. And that concludes this video.